If you use Outlook every day, there is a very good chance you are using the wrong tool for the job. Because when people want to save time in Outlook, they often hear about rules and quick steps, but they are not the same thing, and choosing the wrong one can actually make your inbox feel more messy, not less. So in this video, I'll show you the difference, I'll explain exactly when to use each one, and by the end you'll know whether your task should happen automatically in the background or whether it should happen only when you click a button. Let's take a look. So let's start with the easiest explanation. A rule is something Outlook should do automatically. A quick step is something you want to trigger manually, but with one click instead of several. So that is the key difference. So if you want Outlook to move newsletters into a folder as soon as they arrive, then that's a rule. If you want to select an email and instantly mark it as read, move it to a folder and maybe categorize it as well, that's a quick step. So think of it like this. Rules are automatic, quick steps are manual shortcuts. If you just remember that one idea, you're already most of the way there. So let's talk about rules first. Rules are best when the same thing should happen again and again without you ever having to think about it. For example, moving emails from a particular sender into a folder, sending messages with certain words in the subject somewhere specific, forwarding certain messages automatically, flagging or categorizing incoming messages based on conditions. So rules are ideal when the trigger is predictable, the action should happen every time, and you don't want to rely on remembering to do it yourself. So some good examples for rules are if you get regular newsletters or automated notifications, you can create a rule to move them into a folder as they arrive. If messages containing a project name in the subject always belong in one place, use a rule to do that. If certain messages always need to be forwarded elsewhere, for example to your manager, then there's another rule scenario. But there's a catch. Rules can be very powerful, but they can also be dangerous if you create too many or if you forget about them, because then emails start disappearing into folders automatically and you wonder why you've never seen them. So my advice is this. Use rules for routine sorting and predictable automation, not for everything. So now let's look at quick steps. Quick steps are brilliant when you still want to make the decision, but you want the action to happen quickly. That makes them perfect for the kinds of tasks where you want some control. For example, moving the message into a folder, marking it as read, adding a category, flagging it for follow-up, creating a task from it, or forwarding or replying with a present action. Good examples for quick steps are you read an email, deal with it, and now you want to mark it as read and move it to a folder called processed. That's a great quick step. Another one would be getting an email that needs action taken later, so you want one click to categorize it, flag it, and move it into another folder. Or you may want to select a message and use one click to forward it to a colleague or move it into a shared workflow folder. So they're all quick step territories. Quick steps are often better than rules when human judgment matters, because not every email from that sender should be moved. Maybe sometimes you need to read it first. Maybe sometimes it's urgent. So instead of automating too early, you keep control, but remove the repetitive clicking. That's where quick steps really shine. So here's a question to ask yourself. Should Outlook do this automatically every time? If the answer is yes, use a rule. Do I want to decide first, then run several actions quickly? If the answer to that is yes, then use a quick step. That's the decision filter. So let's compare some scenarios for both. So option 1, you create a rule that moves all messages from a certain person into a folder. That works, but now every message disappears immediately, including urgent ones. Option 2, you use a quick step. So you leave the message in the inbox, read it, and then use a quick step that marks it as read, categorizes it, and moves it once you've dealt with it. That's sometimes better. So the lesson here is this. Just because something can be automated, it doesn't mean it should be automated immediately. That's one of the biggest Outlook mistakes people make. One other small point to mention. Rules are available in the classic Outlook, but only partially available in new Outlook. Quick steps are also documented separately for Classic Outlook and Outlook on the web. So depending on which version you're using, the exact menus and capabilities may look a little bit different. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for news of my latest videos. There's a discount coupon link to my Udemy course in the description. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.